I really like that song. It's right up my alley. That's what I call church music. It's happy. It's filled with energy and essence and goodness. It got us rocking. I liked it. It was really good. Thanks so much. I look out today and I see all of the wonderful faces and all the energy and all the goodness that each and every one of us bring to life. And there's a beautiful gift that's given to us, and it's called life. And when we come into our life, not only in the beginning, and I'm going to talk about that this morning too, but as we come into our life every single day, we have the opportunity to express and to be and to know, to have, to hold, and to always allow that goodness to be the doorway of our soul to express. So beautiful beings, here we are on another Sunday. And most of us enter life kicking and screaming and crying. But we're born to be free. Our whole expression as we come forth in our natural birth is to be free, to be an expression of the infinite, to allow our good to be known and to be seen. We're destined to live without boundaries. We're destined to live without restrictions. We want to be free. None of us like to be tied down. We want to be like the birds. We want to fly. We want to be. We want to express. And what I think about that, that's for me. Dr. Holmes expresses in the book, the Science Mind textbook, "We are born of eternal day, and the spiritual sun shall never set upon the glory of the soul. For it is the coming forth of God into self-expression. We must give ourselves time to work out all problems. If we do not work them out here, we shall hereafter." Kind of true, isn't it? I think the value that I find in reading the Science of Mind textbook and studying from the Science of Mind textbook gives me the strength and the courage and the energy to be that which I am. And to think that that was written almost 100 years ago now. And that truth is still the truth. As we work the lessons and problems of life, we soon learn that we were born to be free. That we throw away those boundaries. We throw away all that tied down effect. And become those birds to fly and to be and to have and to hold. The human process of physical birth is an example of moving through a series of restrictions called constrictions and contractions. Each of us have probably experienced a series of these pains moving into our spiritual growth and allowing this growth to carry us forth. And we know that as we give birth to our spiritual goodness, our growth, and the way we think and move and have our being in life, we're living that life which is ours. Our life begins with contractions, which pushes us forward into freedom, into expression. And I'm certain all of you who have experienced childbirth know exactly what I'm speaking about. That process of birthing is bringing not only newness, but an awareness to how it all begins and how it all expresses. I often thought that my mother had the 4 of us children in 4.5 years. So I bless her this day, thinking that was a ton of work. And that I hope all of those restrictions and contractions proved worthy in having 4 children. I know for me, she was a great pleasure, and I honor her, and know that all the mothers allow through that process the generations to move on from generation to generation to generation, and that's why we're all here. Thank God for mothers. You know, our word for July here at the Center for Spiritual Living Greater Chico is independence. And we are born to be independent. We're born to be free, to be in service to Spirit and for Spirit. As our lives unfold, we become free and independent beings. And we respond to life as life responds to us. As we give that energy to life, for life, life brings it back to us. It is the power that moves us. It is the power that moves us. We're destined to use faith and our belief in the Sounds of Mind principles. And we know that when we use faith and truth for making life the desire that we choose, it works in that harmonious balance, that beautiful way. Treat Yourself to Life, our book of the month here at the center, is Reverend Michelson, my pick, and Dr. Carolyn is doing the Wednesday night seminar in that series of 3 that Reverend Michael spoke about. And it's a great tool. It's one of those books that I've read years ago, but I have revisited, and today I'm using that, and all month long we'll be using excerpts from the book. Because when we visit the areas of health and wealth and living relationships, we're living what God and Spirit intends for us. I call it a magical triune. What more could we have than relationships with God, relationships with wealth and health, and prosperity and loving relationships in all areas? When we move in that direction, we're using and making a strong foundation for the principles of Sounds of Mind to be known and to allow our freedom, the choice that it is. The principles of our teaching brings the tools of good and very good to our living. I know that in the many years that I've been in this teaching, that when I have remained in principle, have remained in truth, I am living my authentic self. It's when I step out of the boundaries of that stuff happens. And I know for myself, and I'm knowing also for you, that when we live in our harmonious nature, when we live in that truth that is ours, we're living the good life, the beautiful life. The principles of our teaching brings the tools for good living to us. They are all presented. I'm a firm believer that everything we need to know from the time of conception is instilled in the individual. Now we have to come true to that. We have to recognize that. We have to honor it. We have to unwrap that gift. All gifts have to be unwrapped. We have to recognize them. We have to call forth. We have to extract that good that it is. And when we unwrap that gift, we get to see what's in it. We get to enjoy the gift, to praise and make known and recognize Spirit's presence in everything, in every way. The abundance we desire to experience becomes ours to the delight of our acceptance. We've got to be happy with it. If it isn't any good, toss it. Nobody wants to live with the negative. We want to live with the positive. We want to live with an energy and a goodness that is ours. Accept the good and let the rest go. It serves no purpose. It's like a 3-day-old casserole that hasn't been refrigerated. It's caca, not nice. The gift of abundance has already been made. But it's up to us to do something about accepting it. If someone gives you a gift, and you just admire the wrapping. And I know people that have been given gifts, and I've given them, that to people that it looks very nice, but they save them. Why save them? Unwrap them, enjoy them. It's yours to use and enjoy, never to hoard or to greed. It's like my grandmother, Liga Marcina, was a wonderful Italian lady. She loved those candied cherries at Christmas, and she'd always get a box from the priest. And she wouldn't open them. And when she moved from Johnsville to Oakland, there was 14 boxes of unopened cherries. Is that living the good life? God love her. And I tried to. She was a wonderful lady, but that fear of not enough. Had to hang on to that. Gosh. But I guess if I was widowed with 8 kids under the age of 12, I would have wanted to save something too, especially my mind. I've often thought she had 7 girls and 1 boy, and I was named for Louie, and I'm very grateful for that experience in my life. I'm glad that I had the mother that I had and not my grandmother as a parent. But, you know, like Dad said, she came from Italy, but she never left it. It remained with that. I wasn't even going to talk about that. Okay. Well, anyhow, I want to go on to Dr. Barker. You know, in fact, when Mark came in and Eileen came in and we all got here this morning, I have been in a funny mood, you know, not odd, peculiar, but ha-ha since last Thursday. So whatever comes out of me, just brace yourself. Anyhow, back to serious business, folks. It's not serious, but it is. Okay, Dr. Barker shares, the world is a great adventure when you feel well, have enough money, when you have happiness, and when you have friends. I like that. Works for me. I say accept, adjust in advance. Accept all that good, adjust to it, and move into your life, knowing that the truth that you are allows you to be born free in the happiness and the joy that it is. Enjoy the experience of life. Some years ago, a friend of mine and a client in a hair salon was about to celebrate her 100th birthday. And she was a very energized world traveler, had a goodness about her, and was very comfortable. Nature was her church, she always told me. And she expressed to me, you know, Louie, there's more in life than money, but money makes the ride easier. She said, you know, I was born beneath a lucky star. Indeed, wealth is far more than currency, it's far more than greenbacks, it's far more than the spendable and the wishing that we desire. It is a feeling. There's a wealth in all things. And in class on this past Wednesday night, there was 30 of us in the class. And if you have a free moment on Wednesday night, come join us. It was great. We discussed about wealth. You know, it's consciousness. It's how you approach it. It isn't about the dollars in the bank, the stock that you own, the possessions that you have. It's about the attitude and the consciousness of wealth. And it's yours to enjoy and to have and to share. We as individuals accept the gifts and create opportunities for a happy, healthy, wealthy life. The gifts have been given. Again, in reading Treat Yourself to Life, Dr. Barker shares, and I really like this one. Money is not the answer. The answer is never subsidy. The answer is the creative power which can be awakened in anyone who wants to find it. I'm going to read that again. Money is not the answer. The answer is never subsidy. The answer is the creative power which can be awakened in anyone who wants to find it. It's ours to discover, ours to accept. Spirit's mind is everywhere present. It's in all, through all, as all. It's all it is. It's ever there. It's an unseen but felt essence. It's ours. And we claim it and use it and allow it to be the good in our life. So we get to celebrate the abundant nature of Spirit. Spirit has a great way. And as we allow this to be part of our life, we're expressing the joy that is ours to express. In my many years as a religious scientist, this is what I've come to know. I've come to know this to be a truth. God, Spirit, creative intelligence, universal soul, whatever you want to call the Supreme Being, he, she, it, whatever it is that you call it, we're all treated equally by that source. That source has no favorites. The only favorite it has is you. We're all in the tank together. And as we're in that tank, we're the chosen one. Good feeling. It's like being the favorite at the family picnic, the favorite cousin, the favorite child. God, Spirit, that intelligence is your creative good being recognized by that universal presence. God knows all as his favorite, her favorite, its favorite. So we get to move in that current of good. What is evident, some may seem to be born beneath a lucky star, as my friend said she was. And it served her well beneath that lucky star. She had a life of 104 years. Had her every ounce of intelligence and ability to the very last breath that she drew. What a great way to live. And if it was a lucky star that created that, so be it. How wonderful for her. But you know, some people say, oh, they have so much more. They have this, they have that. Some people get really upset if someone else gets a larger slice of the pie. Or if someone orders a regular cappuccino and they get a grande, they get excited about that. They didn't get that. So we needn't be envious. We need to raise and praise and allow that good to be known. Accept it. What it is, it's their ability to direct principle in a divine manner and a powerful way. And as you direct that, it's all about their consciousness and how they place it and use it. Remember, the abundance we desire to experience becomes ours to the degree that we can rightly accept it. I'm sure that we've had moments when someone offered you something, oh, I can't have that, you shouldn't do that. I've worked with that a large portion of my life. But now I say, bring it on, it's okay, I'll accept it. I always remember my funny German grandmother made great berry pies and good chicken, as I've told you before. She was the one that always thought children should be seen and never heard. But I'm telling you, everybody around the dinner table, when she fried chicken, got a piece of chicken. And then everybody finished that piece of chicken. If there was enough to go around again, we did. We shared, we recognized, and all got the exact good that they drew to themselves. So I know that that abundance and that goodness not only was in her consciousness, and even though she didn't particularly want the noise and the excitement of children, and if I had 27 grandchildren, I don't think I'd want them around either. That's a lot of chicken. That's a lot of chicken. We accept it. Wealth, richness, all of that spills over into life. And it spills over into our relationships with one another here at our center's community. It spills over into our business venue. It spills over in everything that we do. It's there. It's there. It spills over into our friendships. It spills over when we do a good deed for someone or someone does a good deed for us. All of that moves. All of that moves. What I know for true is that we're out of the cradle now, and we're into the action of life. And when we're a participant in the active part of life, we know that we're born to be free. Corinthians 3:17, where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. Well, the beautiful thing about liberty, it allows us to do as we please. It's a quality. It's a goodness. It's a state of being free. And when you couple that with independence and when you couple that with freedom, liberty carries us to that directive part of the mind. That we were born to be free. I think each and every one of us have the opportunity to recognize that we're happier when we're free. That we express from our goodness, we express from our true center, our authentic space. You know, as liberty carries the directive power to mind. And that power, God's power, Spirit's power, it's our power, ours to use. And in this awareness, we find that independence and freedom become our liberty expressing. So out of our mouth is that liberty, that knowledge, that goodness that we are. Wise attention to being free creates a consciousness It creates a consciousness that's filled with all things that allows harmony to reign supreme. And when we live in a harmonious nature, that pattern of goodness, that pattern of energy, it's what life is for. It's what life is for. Your subconscious mind is a producer of your experience. Your conscious mind is the decider of your experience. You, all of you wonderful ones. You're the only thinker in your mind. It's a one-man, one-lady show. So you know that thoughts are things, and that we're responsible for that mental activity. And that if we're not pleased with it, we certainly have the power and the ability to step out of those thoughts and into something that's going to serve us in a better way. So when you open and celebrate today this gift that we're speaking about, abundant nature, spirit, that creative one, holds for you every single gift that is yours. What I know for you too is that you're a positive, loving individual, each and every one of you, that you bring a certain gift to the party. It's like a potluck. It's like the fellowship hour we'll be having. Whether you're a cucumber, whether you're a piece of papaya, we're all in the fruit salad together. You are a total experience of what God intended you to be. He didn't want us to run around with long faces, sad. He wants us to be happy. He wants us to be free. He wants us to be born free and acknowledge that we were, or she, or he, or it. That creative mind is a wonderful thing. It's revealing our wealth. And that wealth is yours in numerous ways. In the invisible world of thought. Isn't that a nice thought? In the invisible world of thought. I've often thought, I wonder what my mind looks like. And when I jump around from space to space, and Reverend Michael will say, now back to what you started with. Some of you that know me and have had class with me know that when I'm laughing again, Mark, it's good. Aloha! I get speaking, my mind thinks faster than my speaking ability. And I think I've already said it, but I've moved on in another thought. I'm working on that, to have the mental outpicturing and the verbal expression come together. It makes for a better conversation rather than when I'm with myself. And I talk to myself. I have little Post-its all over the dash of my car. And I've shared with you how I will write a little something on a Post-it, and I'll put it in the kitchen, I'll put it in the desk, in the office, here at the center, at home, at work. But I'm going to get it together. I'm working on being I'm working on a better person now. Being a better, more concise, a more evolved, a more, I won't say caring, because I am pretty caring and compassionate, but I'm going to get it together. Well, anyhow, I want you to know, as I conclude, that you are a spiritual being, having a great life, loving life, and that wealth is yours, and that invisible side of spirit. Oh, I like that. Well, embrace these attributes of spirit. Bring them on. Have spirit love you. Love spirit. You'll bring passion and energy to your life, and that's what it's all about. You were born to be free. I love you, and so it is. We have now instituted the last week, beginning this week, we're doing it again. I kind of like it. It's called a science of